So this is our website techferment.com. If you haven't joined, then feel free to join and refer it to your friends. So our motto is just like to have a open community for engineers where they can talk with like-minded people. Uh, so coming back to topic, so let's start with a bit of uh, the slides. So this is all about me, like what I do and all the things. One request from everyone who is in DOS, who is not connected with me on LinkedIn, please uh, send me a connection request on LinkedIn. Basically, it is required for a demo purpose. Like I want to show you a demo that what you can do with JavaScript in the browser console itself. So this is one of the things that I wanted to show. So if you are not connected with me on LinkedIn, please send the request now. So it will help me to show you a demo actually. Okay. So moving next. So now we will only talk about this Chrome developer tool only. Extra stuff out of the topic now. So in browser, there are three ways you can open Chrome developer tools. Like you can right click on the web page and directly click on inspect, and it will open developer tools. Or otherwise, you can go to three dots and click on more tools than developer tools. This will also open up. And there are some shortcuts in Chrome as well as, sorry, in Mac and Windows based on these keys. You can read more about the shortcuts in Chrome developer tools documentation. So yeah. So firstly, we will start with if I open the Chrome developer tools like inspect. So everyone is able to see my screen where I have opened Chrome developer tools.
Yes.
Yes. Please, actually, I am not in the meet call screen. That's why please do let me know whatever I ask. So if we look at the Chrome developer tools screen, initially it looked like this. So we will go through every one of these tools, like how we can debug mobile screens and all, and what each tab is about, like element, console, source, network, and all what we have here. And we will try to cover as much as possible, and we will try to explore some of the things uh, that are actually can be used as a trick in Chrome developer tools. So closing this as of now. So generally, as a web developer, when we are developing any website, what happens is we have to develop it for multiple screen sizes. At that time, we may face the issue like, okay, testing in different devices, different screen sizes can be a difficult task to do. So firstly, we will start with the at this part only. Like, so for example, I am only taking this TechFerment's website, and here I will do inspect. So till now, if you see the website look like this. Now I want to see like, okay, how it look like in a specific device or a specific screen size. I can just go to this device mode, and you can see here currently I have selected Nexus 5X. I can select a endless list of devices from here. Like, okay, I want to see how it look like in Samsung Galaxy A51. It will look like this. How it will look like in iPad Air. It will look like this. So while development, you have to go through all the this kind of things to see that okay, my website is compatible across all the platforms or for which I am making. So this way you can test it. Now let's see. There is some. Let's suppose I want to test it on Nest. So this way. So if you don't know what is Nest, Nest is a device from Google for home automation. So now let's see one Nexus device 5X. And if you have seen in our slides, uh, uh, you can see this image, the mobile with an Instagram open inside it. If I ask you like, okay, I have to get an image like this for my marketing stuff, like okay, I want to show it, market our website on LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever social media platform. So basically, generally, you have seen many apps attach a mobile frame, and inside that mobile frame, they have this the website loaded. So what how it is done is like you can go to three dots here and you can turn on show device frame. And once you do this, you will see the frame appeared. So basically in real device, this will look like this with a status bar on top of the mobile, like where you can see signal, battery, and time. So in real device, the website will look like this. Now, I hope everyone is able to get the things up to here. एक बार बोल दो.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now, let's suppose I have to take a screenshot of this guy, means with the frame, whole device. Then what I will do, I will go to this place and I will do capture screenshot. Okay. Once I do this, you can see there is an image saved in my computer. You can say this. Can you see this? So this is one of the things you can do with, basically previously we used to have a lot of extension to do this. Now you can do directly inside Chrome Developer Tool itself. And secondary, if in many times what happened, let's suppose you are reading a Medium article and you want to save it as an image. In that case, what you can do, let me close this device mode. Let's suppose this is the whole website and I want a image of whole website. In that case, what I can do is I can open this device mode. Let get out of this device mode. And yeah, so this is the whole web page is loaded. Now click on three dot and you can do capture full size screenshot. So what it will do, see what it, so now what happened, you can see whole website is actually converted into an image instead of the area only visible on the screen. So clear with the second trick. Okay, so the first thing is like, okay, till now what we have covered, if you have to debug our website on multiple screen sizes, we can do using developer tool. If you want that, okay, how my device will look on an actual device with the frame, we can do that with the Chrome developer tool. If you want a screenshot of that, we can do that. If you want full page screenshot, we can do that. So four things till now we are actually in. Now let's just give me a second. Now let's turn off the device mode. So this is the actual website. So now let's start with this element panel. Everyone can see this element panel where I am hovering my mouse. So element panel is the place where you can see the complete structure of the HTML for the rendered website. So basically, if I hover over some of the elements, you can see that element is actually getting selected in the browser itself. You can see a blue on header. You can see a blue overlay on that. So this header element is actually making that header part. So let's suppose I deleted this element. See, header got removed. So this is real time. So whatever changes we will make here, it will actually be visible on the other side. So let me refresh. Oh, no internet. Why it is happening like that? Network. Oh, what's throttling? Okay. So now we are back here. So let's suppose now I have to do something like I want to test, like let's suppose this in our website we want this heading should not exceed two lines, and if it exceeds two lines, then there will be three dots instead of showing everything. So what we do is in those cases, either we have to go to HTML and change this dynamic content, like so that we can test it, or other thing is what we can do, we can go to console and here we can enable design mode. You can see where it is. Design mode equal to true. Mm-mm. So now what is going to happen? Mm-mm. Okay. Something is fishy out here. Okay, leave it for now. Let's move one by one. Uh, Okay, so in elements tab, you can see like, okay, I can, if I want to select this image, then I can choose this picker tool from here, and you can just directly hover over that element, and HTML of that element will automatically get selected, right? So this way you can inspect the HTML thing. Now let's suppose this join us button, I want that, okay, what I want this join us button on my website, and I want to copy the style of this join us button. So you use the picker tool, go to join us button. You can see it is a ahref element here, you can see, which goes to bit.ly/tf members. So this way you can inspect the HTML part, and just you can so see below this, there is a style panel. Here you can see the height is 44 pixel, minimum height is 78 pixel, padding is this. So if I want, okay, I want to increase the height of this button, then you can directly do this from here. You can check increasing the button height from here. So see, if I am increasing this, the button width height is also increasing. So this is one of the things. So if you have to play with the HTML, you can use this upper part. If you have to play with CSS, you can play with the bottom part where it will in the element tab. So now let's see. Let's go to this join us button again, and I want to know what is the complete style that is actually applied on this. So you can go to this computer tab. Uh, 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 Let me enlarge a bit, and you can see these are all the styles that is actually applied on this button. So these styles are coming from different places, like there is not a single place. Okay, uh, there can be multiple styles sit inside a web page from a an element is getting styled. Now let's come to another part. So this is a very basic thing that you can do with the element tag. And one more thing, let's suppose uh, let's suppose let's go to this event, and if you can see this speaker tab, speaker card. So till now I have shown you two ways to take a screenshot. Now I want that screenshot of only this card, where the speaker image is there, this the whole card on which I am currently hovering over. So what you can do, you can select a picker element, you can select that card, and you can right click on this HTML, and here you can see capture node screenshot. So it will take a screenshot of only that HTML tag which is only selected. So if I create on this, click on this capture node screenshot, a screenshot got captured, and see it only contains that div element that we wanted to have. So this way, in our in daily life while doing making presentation or assignment, we want to have this in real life what we have done, okay, we have opened our snipping tool and we have captured that area, but when we enlarge it, it will get blurred, something like that will happen. So in that case, as a developer, you can use this trick from in Chrome Developer Tool itself to have the screenshot of that area, and it will not get blurred. So till now, three screenshot related tricks we have covered. 1 second, please. Okay. So now coming back to one more thing. So from element tab, we can do this. Like we can inspect the style, manipulate the style, we can manipulate the HTML and whatever we want to do. Okay. Now coming to the console tab. So anybody will like to take give it a try. Like, okay, what is console? Anyone? Like what we can do from the console and all. Okay, no one is interested. Nice. So console is that part of developer tools where we can run any JavaScript, right? So basically, whenever we write console.log in our code, basically we talk about this console only in front end. Okay, so let's suppose we want to have something like there in normal JavaScript. Let's suppose we want to do addition of two numbers. So generally, what we do, so let a equal to 2 and let b equal to 4, and let's have the sum of these two. So a plus b, so it's 6. So this is just a simple example to show that okay, we can run normal JavaScript code over here. Now let's coming up to the next thing. Apart from this, what else we can do from here? So let's suppose we want to automate something. Let me open my LinkedIn once. Uh, okay, so I have only, I think everyone is connected on LinkedIn. One request I have. So what actually is going to happen? Let's suppose I have multiple connection request over here. So generally, what happens is what we do is like okay, we have to accept it one by one. And now I want okay, I want a bit of automation over here. Okay, like okay, I just run a set of screens, a set of script in our console, and it should accept all the invitations. So in that case, what you can do, uh, in that case, what we want to automate, like we want to automate that we should get the reference of a element and we should click on that, right? So what I will do, I will open inspect here, and first thing what we have to do is okay, we have to find the unique identifier of this accept button so that we can click it via our automation. So let's go and find this button. So you can see this button look like this, right? So now I have to get the reference of this button in our JavaScript to run the automation. So we run our JavaScript in console. So to get the reference of this element, there are multiple ways. Like you can get ID by ID, but if we have multiple requests, the ID is going to be different for every button. So getting a reference of an item with element of with the ID is not feasible for us. So what we can do? Okay, just a second. I don't want to see all these ads. Okay, so what we can do? Let's get the 1 second. Why this mobile view is opening here? Oh, okay, so now I have two requests. Great. So see, I want to accept this two requests in one go. There can be multiple requests. I can go to see all two, and there are two requests, right? And there can be thousands of requests I have. And why I want that, okay, I should do something with as a developer, we are expert in doing tricks. So as a developer, I want, okay, I should be doing something like, okay, I just remove this ad here. Okay, LinkedIn is too serious. Okay, leave it. So we are here. Now what we want that okay, I should get the reference of each accept button and we should click on that. So I am just showing you to have some curiosity that what you can do with all that stuff, like right. So I will find the this button, and this button has a few classes, like you can see there are multiple classes applied. So now we will find all the buttons on which this class is applied. So let's do something like as we know in our console we can write any JavaScript. So we will do document dot query selector all, this one, and we want that select all those elements with that class. So till now, see, you can see node list is blank. because that is a class, and here we have to put dot in in front of every class so that it can do the stuff for us. The query selector all dot 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 dot. We missed something. Yes, we missed a dot in front of invitation. So basically that button has this much classes applied, right? So now see, you can see node list is 2. So basically I am having 2 requests, and in this node list, if I press enter, you can see 2 buttons I have. So see, first button is with ID 743 and the second button with ID 749. That's why I asked you that, okay, ID is not a feasible solution. So firstly, to automate this thing, we are able to find this, we are able to get the reference of these 2 buttons in our console, right? So now let's do one thing. Uh, now I want to automate the stuff. So let's suppose we will make a variable let request equal to, and we will copy this thing only, like we want to save this thing in a variable. So now if, okay, let me do one thing, clear, or I can clear from here itself. So request req u, yeah, so request is the name of variable, and inside that you can see I have 2 lists. So now what I want, that as a normal programmer, and now don't get into the perspective of Chrome developer tools only. As a normal programmer, if you have to do some action on every element, you will loop over it, in simple terms. So we will do one thing, default label, let it to be, I don't want to see errors. Okay. So let's suppose now we have to loop over this element request dot for each. For each is a loop in JavaScript, and we want to do this. And let's suppose for each we get actual button. So BTN is the reference of button, and let's suppose index is the on which element, index of the element on which we are iterating. So now comes a bit of system design kind of thing that LinkedIn has done. So if you make thousands of requests in just 1 second, LinkedIn will block those all the requests. It will assume that there is some automation going on. So they have some rate limiter on their backend that will not actually allow you to do that. So in that case, what you can do, we will put a okay. So LinkedIn is saying that, okay, I will not allow you to make more than 1 request in 1 second. So no issues, we will make each request every second. So now as of now, let's do one thing, like we will only console, sorry, uh, uh, console.log, and we just want to print the button, like on which element we are iterating. So see, we iterated over those button element, and we can see, like whenever I'm selecting that button is also getting highlighted in other side. You can see this. So now we got the reference of those 2 buttons. Now I have to click on those 2 buttons, right? So what I can do, but what is the trick here is, like till now currently we have only 2 requests, so LinkedIn will not block. But if I have thousands of requests, it will block. So instead of doing like let's suppose I can do like btn dot click, and it will click on those elements, and the request will get accepted, right? But in real case, during my talk at GDG Patna, what happened, I was having nearly around 74 requests, and that time this problem comes up. So as a programmer, we want that, okay, I want every request to be 1 request to be made in 1 second. So as a programmer, what we will do, okay, we are smart enough, so we will put a set timeout, like, okay, set timeout. Set timeout, and we want that, okay, don't put average, don't click button at one go, click one button each second. So we will put our action here like button dot click, and I want that it should click after every second. So what I can do, I can do index, and so index actually starts at 1. So if we can do the directly like index in multiplied, oh sorry, multiplied by 1 second. So basically this is 1 millisecond. So basically, but in the first place what will happen, uh, it will do 0 into 1000. So it is resulting in 0. So if first call it will make instantly, then it will wait for 1 more second. So before showing this to you, let's go to network tab and let me clear this. So I will come back to this network tab, that what it is all about. So now let's come to console. So till now, this you can see accept button is not yet clicked. And now I will run this. Let me run this thing. Once I run it, you can you can see this first Agile's request has been accepted, and after 1 second, the other request has been accepted. And if we go to network tab, you can see uh, we have cleared this thing prior to this, but again you can see this much request has been made. So this is one of the things that you can do with this kind of stuff you can do with the browser console. So directly or indirectly, what I want to say is like you can do anything related to JavaScript on this web page with console, as simple as this. So everyone is able to understand till here? Please speak up.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. But I have one question, Rishikesh
Mm-hmm.
here, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
if we have a 100 request on the LinkedIn, okay,
Hmm.
but I want to accept the some particular account like 10 to 20, okay, it is
Okay.
possible to accept.
Yes. Yes. So basically, you have to find a parameter, like on what basis you want to accept. Like you want to accept only 20. So instead of looping over on, let's suppose you want to accept only first 20, right? So instead of looping over each element, you can use for loop and stop it at 20. If I is smaller than this, stop there.
Okay.
So one thing you can do that. Apart from this, let's suppose you want to accept some of the requests which whose name only contains sing, but although you will not do this kind of nonsense, I have just taken a stupid example. So based, you can put any filter you want over here if that is possible with JavaScript, right? So I've just showed a small example. You can put if any kind of filter, any kind of logic you want to do here. Okay. Okay. Anything else?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So coming next. Now, let's suppose I am a developer. I can write this code every day, right? But let's suppose I don't want to write this code every day. Or in our, if you have seen like in our daily life, we want repeated task in uh, while development we do too much repeated task, and for that suppose we are doing something here, then we have to write that code every day. So instead of doing that, what you can do, uh, okay, so uh, this was the code that we have written. Now we want to keep it saved in our browser. We don't want to write it every time. So let's move to another thing called, if you go to the sources tab. So till now, yeah, I hope everyone is clear that okay, in console we can do anything related to JavaScript that we want. Uh, so this is some of the repeated tasks that we want to do. Okay, I am not on mute, I think. Okay, no. So one thing, now let's come to the sources tab. So now see. whatever is required to load this page, you can find whatever JavaScript, CSS, HTML is actually rendered from here only, right? So like we are on this page, and there are few more things that I am actually using. So these are actually coming from the extension. So if we want to see like what are the images getting loaded, you can see from here itself. Like what is this? So see, this is someone's image. This is mine only. Nice. And this is someone else's image. So you can actually go inspect the source of everything that is on web page itself. Like I want to see the HTML page, like how it look like the LinkedIn page. So you can inspect everything from here. So not get into this, like I wanted to show you like I for every time I have to repeat this code. So what I can do, instead of repeating every time, I can go to sources tab. I will click on snippets here. You can see. So and I will, let me do one thing. Close this. This is creating too much mess. Okay. And I will create a new snippet and name it like LinkedIn, LinkedIn auto accept. Okay. So the name of a snippet is this. Now let me paste this code here and wait, make a function out of it. Function accept LinkedIn. Okay. And in this function, what we will do, we will paste our code. So you can see here, like the code has been pasted, and yeah, so let's format it a bit. So this is the function that I want to run every time I come on LinkedIn, instead of accepting or typing on console. So now let's see, let's put a console over here, console.log auto accept is running, right? So that we can actually understand that, okay, it's actually running. Now you can see a play button over here. So let's go to our console and make it clear it. Okay, I just delete. So now it's clear. Now go to our snippets, where it is. It is in sources tab, and here you can see the snippet. And I'm going to just click on this play button. So once I do this and I go to console, so it's, you can see LinkedIn auto accept script has been is running and it is showing undefined. Okay, let's do one more thing. We did a mistake. Uh, 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 uh. Prior to this, we saved our variable like this in request. So let's copy this and go to our snippets. And so basically, request variable was undefined only. So let's do this command, shift enter, command V. So first of all, we are putting all the buttons into this request. Then we are doing the stuff that we wanted to do. So now let's suppose I come back and where it is. Now let's suppose I come back once again into the browser. And at this time, that snippet is already saved in my browser. So I don't have to write those ugly code over there again. So I will directly do this. I will go to console. Oh, and I will type the function name. The function name was linked. What was the name of that function? I forgot. Uh, okay, accept LinkedIn. So what we can do, instead of typing everything or going to snippet tab, we can directly type the function name from here itself. Accept, what was the name of that function? Sorry, this is the name of function. Command C, console. And what I will do here, I will try to run this function from here. Accept all LinkedIn. So see, you can see auto accept is running, but it is giving undefined because I don't have any script that is running over here. So this is one of the examples, like, okay, if you want to do redundant work, instead of typing that every time, you can save it in a snippet. Like, okay, I want to make a simple function that is going to add two numbers. So add two numbers is a snippet. Okay, and I will make a function called function add add number. Oh, sorry, add number. And here this function is going to accept two numbers. Let it be a comma b, a and b, and it will return a plus b. Simple. And I will save this snippet and I will run it. And now I will go to console and I will type add. You can see add number is coming in IntelliSense by default. Tab, and let it give it 5 comma 6. You can see it is giving 11. So the conclusion for this thing is whole thing console and the snippet is in console you can run any JavaScript you want. And if you want to save some piece of JavaScript for later use, you can put it into your snippets here instead of typing that every time. Cool.
Yes, sir.
बोलो भाई सब मौन धारणा है बैठे हुए हो.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So now let's come to some interesting part. So till now we have covered the sources, console elements. I will come back to sources again. Before now let's go to network tab. So this is the one of the most interesting thing that we want to. Let's close LinkedIn game as of now, and now come to this thing, the TechFerment website. Clear? Yeah. Now let's suppose as a developer, I am building a website. So basically, whatever CSS we write, whatever JavaScript we write, whatever image we put in our website, there is going to have some weight in KBs. Weight means memory, like 10 KB, 15 KB, like that. And that need to travel through the network to our browser from our server. So in that case, let's suppose I want to see like how my website is performing in slow network. So that I can simulate from here. Like currently, see, you can see there is no throttling. So when I refresh the page, my website gets loaded instantly in 2-3 seconds. Now let's suppose I want to see how it will perform on fast 3G. So I converted this to fast 3G, and again I scrolled. Like you can see it is taking a bit more time to load. Now I want to see like, okay, I want to go to slow 3G and then reload the page. So see how much time it is going to take. So this way, first thing you can do from develop networks tool is like you can simulate different network. And like, okay, I want to see like how my website will perform uh, in 5 when internet connection is only 5 kbps or 10 kbps. Okay, so you can add your custom profile from here as well. Like profile name is going to be, okay, I need bit more space. Okay, so it is going to be 10 kbps. Let's suppose we are in 2G world, and the net speed is 2 kbps, and how many kilobytes we want to we want 10 kilobytes to be bits to be download speed, and upload speed is going to not, let's increase a bit here, it is not going to be such so small. So upload is going to be this only. And most of the time I heard everyone know what the latency is. So sometimes what happens, like when we make a request, there is some gap, some latency or time difference between the request is made and server takes some time to process that and return back. So let's put a latency of how much, 1000 milliseconds. So if you want this network to simulate it, if we want to simulate this kind of network condition, we want, we can make our custom profiles. Like 10 kbps is selected. Now I refresh the page. Look, it will take intense amount of time to load, because although our actual network connection is fast, it doesn't mean that here it is going to be that much only. We can simulate different network condition inside Chrome only. And here you can, if you are now till the page is loading, let's talk about this list a bit. So whenever we are in web, there are multiple kind of requests that is actually made by browser. So you can see a list of files that is actually getting called from here and a bit of HTTP requests. So currently we are in all tab. That's why we can see this is a HTML page requested by the browser. This is CSS file requested by the browser, and the server returned a CSS file. So you can see what are the resources actually requested by your browser from this what say from while loading the website. And the interesting thing is coming. Let's minimize this a bit, and you can see here you can see type document. Document means HTML page. Stylesheet means CSS. Script means it is a JavaScript file. So there are different kind of request sorry resource that are actually requested by the server, requested by the browser from the server. So this type is defining that, and initiator indicates that which file actually requested this resource, right? And what is the size of that file, so that you can get from here. One second. And how much time it took to load that resource, right? So you can see like our JavaScript file took 21 seconds to load. CSS took 18.93 seconds to load. So this way you can simulate the network condition, and you can see that okay, in how much time my website is going to load on this kind of network. And as a developer, what you can see, like okay, my JavaScript is taking too much time, so how I can minimize the JavaScript, or I can make it lighter, like from 88 KB, can I make it to 20 KBs only? So as a developer, you are going to this kind of optimize around this kind of optimizations by inspecting these elements. Now comes this what? Wait. This waterfall thing. Oh, so this is a bit interesting thing. So you can see there is a sequence chart, like when the web page get started loading, in what sequence actually the resource get called. So you can see first we started with the document, then that document called the CSS file, then the JavaScript. So it is like a time series graph, you can say, like in what time what has been called. Okay, so now I will show you some interesting thing. So till now, as a developer, you know like how I can and simulate the network condition, and how can I simulate different devices using the device tool. One second, please. Oh. Now let's come to one more thing. So apart from this, if you okay, how many of you have used Hotstar? हॉटस्टार यूज करने वाले कितने लोग हैं यहाँ पे? बोलो भाई बोलो.
Yes, sir.
ओके, तो हॉटस्टार में तुमने देखा होगा कि जब हम दो से ज्यादा जगह पे लॉग इन करते हैं और सेम वीडियो को रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं तो वो एक एरर देता है, राइट?
Yes, sir.
ओके, सो करेंटली मेरे पास हॉटस्टार का सब्सक्रिप्शन है नहीं, तो मैं दिखा नहीं पाऊंगा, लेकिन मैं तुम्हें दिखा रहा हूँ कि यहाँ पे ये नेटवर्क टूल में क्या होता है. सो लेट सपोज ये अशर खान का इमेज है, एंड यू कैन सी यहाँ पे हमने अशर डॉट जेपीजी कॉल किया है, राइट? और ये इमेज जो लोड हुआ, और यहाँ पे भी एक अशर डॉट जेपीजी कॉल हुआ है. तो बेसिकली ये दो अलग अलग इमेज इसलिए हैं कि इनिशियली हम लोग एक ब्लर्ड इमेज लोड करते हैं, देन हम लोग एक्चुअली में एचडी इमेज लोड करते हैं. सो लेट्स डू नाउ. मैं क्या चाहता हूँ कि जब मैं इस रिक्वेस्ट पर राइट क्लिक कर रहा हूँ ना, तो यू कैन सी मल्टीपल ऑप्शंस आर कमिंग अप. सो ब्लॉक रिक्वेस्ट यूआरएल, अगर मैं ये करता हूं, ठीक है, तो यू कैन सी ये रिक्वेस्ट ब्लॉक हो रहा है. अब जब मैं पेज रिफ्रेश करूंगा ना, तो हमें मिलेगा कि ये इमेज लोड नहीं हो पाएगा क्योंकि ब्राउजर इसको ब्लॉक करेगा, ब्राउजर ये रिक्वेस्ट जाने ही नहीं देगा. सो कभी कभी क्या होता है कि हम लोगों को ऐसा सिमुलेशन करना होता है कि ये रिक्वेस्ट ना जाए. लेट मी डू वन थिंग, ये काफी टाइम लेगा, इसको नो थ्रॉटलिंग मोड में रखते हैं हम लोग, ठीक है. सो यू कैन सी यहाँ पे ये रेड लाइन दिखा असर वाले इमेज पे, ब्लॉक्ड बाय ब्राउजर लिखा हुआ आएगा यहाँ पे, ब्लॉक्ड डेव टूल्स. So now if we come down, you can see image is not getting loaded. So इस तरह की चीजें हम यूज कर सकते हैं अगर हमें सिमुलेट करना है कि अगर रिक्वेस्ट फेल होगा तो हमारा एप्लीकेशन कैसा बिहेव करेगा, या फिर जैसे अगर हमने ऐसा किया होता कि यहाँ पे हमने जो इमेज डाला था उसमें हम एक फॉल बैक इमेज डालते कि अगर इमेज लोड नहीं हो रहा है तो वो होता है ना एक डमी सा इमेज दिखे, तो उस तरह के कंडीशन को आप ऐसे टेस्ट कर सकते हो डायरेक्टली रिक्वेस्ट को ब्राउजर टूल्स में ब्लॉक करके। 1 सेकेंड। अब जैसे ये तो मैंने एक सिंपल सा इमेज का एग्जांपल लिया, अब मैं आपको याद हो तो आईपीएल हॉटस्टार पे पहले चला करता था, इस बार वो जियो सिनेमा पे आया है। अब होता क्या था कि हम लोग काफी फ्रेंड्स होते थे और हम लोग क्या करते थे जनरली, वी वांटेड टू शेयर द हॉटस्टार, बट हॉटस्टार बोलता था कि दिस हैज बीन रिक्वेस्टेड बाय अदर यूजर और समथिंग लाइक दैट। तो एज अ डेवलपर हम लोग स्मार्ट होते हैं, तो हम लोग क्या, व्हाट वी डिड इज वी let's suppose we find the http request of that one. Let me go to some other website. हॉटस्टार पे ही, स्विगी पे चलते हैं। So if I go to, no don't locate me, okay ये लॉगिन करने को बोल रहा है। ओके लेट्स सी, हमारे पास कोई और ऑप्शन है क्या, लेट्स सी, रिफ्रेश द पेज। ओके बिना लॉगिन किए मानेगा नहीं। ओके सो लेट्स सपोज ये एक XHR रिक्वेस्ट जा रहा है और ये बेसिकली गूगल एनालिटिक्स को जा रहा है। सो स्विगी गूगल एनालिटिक्स यूज करता है कि हाउ माई यूजर इज एक्चुअली यूजिंग द वेबसाइट, वो जानने के लिए। अब लेट सपोज हम चाहते हैं कि नहीं भाई तुम हमारा मत ट्रैकिंग करो। इन दैट केस व्हाट वी कैन डू, we can only we can only block that URL और completely वो डोमेन ही हम ब्लॉक कर सकते हैं। डोमेन मीन्स ये डोमेन googleanalytics.com। सो राइट क्लिक किया, ब्लॉक रिक्वेस्टेड डोमेन, रिलोड। अब जब भी स्विगी वो कोशिश करेगा वो एपीआई कॉल करने की, तो हमारा ब्राउजर एक्चुअली में उसे ब्लॉक कर देगा। we do this, so कुछ चीजें आप ऐसे कर सकते हो। और वो हॉटस्टार की जो कहानी मैं बता रहा था, तो बेसिकली एज ए इंजीनियर हम जानते हैं कि इस तरह की फीचर कैसे इंप्लीमेंट होते हैं। ऑफ कोर्स हम लोग कोई एपीआई कॉल करेंगे जहां से हमें ट्रू फॉल्स मिलेगा, लाइक ओके ये शो करना है या नहीं करना है। तो हमने क्या किया था कि हमने उस एपीआई को ही ब्लॉक कर दिया था इस तरीके से ही। उसके बाद हम अनलिमिटेड जगह पे वो चला रहे थे, रिगार्डलेस कि वो कितनी जगह पे लॉग इन है। तो ये सब तो थोड़ी ट्रिकी चीजें है, ट्रिक वाली चीजें हो गई, खुरापाती जो बोलते हैं। सो अब कमिंग बैक टू सम टेकफर्मेंट की वेबसाइट पे चलते हैं। So now come to what we can do other apart from this. So if you want to filter different kind of request, like अब मैं सिर्फ JavaScript request देखना चाहता हूँ, you can filter this all things from here. ये ठीक है। लोग let me unblock this too guys. Yeah. अब जैसे कि लेट सपोज यू आर बिल्डिंग एन एप्लीकेशन जहां पे सपोज आप क्रोम की टीम में काम कर रहे हो, तो आपने देखा होगा वेट, हाँ पहले मैं आपको बताता हूँ क्या हम ट्राई करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। सो जब भी लेट सपोज हम क्रोम डाउनलोड करने जाते हैं तो क्या होता है कि जैसे हम इस वेबसाइट पे गए, डाउनलोड क्रोम, यू कैन सी यहाँ पे आपको दिख रहा है फॉर मैक ओएस। तो ये डिटेक्ट कर ले रहा है ऑटोमेटिक कि मैं मैक से एक्सेस कर रहा हूँ वेबसाइट को, राइट। अब सपोज करो कि आप भी कोई ऐसा एप्लीकेशन बना रहे हो जहां पे आप ऐसा कोई फीचर डाल रहे हो कि बेस्ड ऑन डिवाइस वेबसाइट अलग अलग तरीके से बिहेव करेगा, राइट। सो इन दैट केस आपको जरूरत नहीं है कि भाई आप अलग अलग डिवाइस में ट्राई करो, आप वो भी सिमुलेट कर सकते हो डेव टूल से ही। वो कैसे करना है, आपको ये नो थ्रॉटलिंग के बगल में ये दिख रहा होगा एक वाईफाई जैसा आइकन, मोर नेटवर्क कंडीशन, यू कैन क्लिक ऑन दिस। एक विंडो नीचे में ओपन होगा, आप इसको इनलार्ज करना। अब यहाँ पे देख रहे हो नेटवर्क थ्रॉटलिंग तो मैंने दिखा दिया, वो यहाँ से भी कर सकते हैं। अगर अब चाहता हूं कि नहीं तुम सिमुलेट करो कि भाई ये मैक ओएस नहीं है, ये एंड्रॉइड टैबलेट है, या फिर लेट सपोज ये क्रोम है लेकिन विंडोज में चल रहा है। अब मैं अगर पेज को रिफ्रेश करूंगा ना, तो ध्यान देना यहाँ पे फॉर मैक ओएस लिखा आ रहा है। अगर मैं पेज रिफ्रेश करता हूं, अब दिखा फॉर विंडोज। ये समझ में आया किसी को क्या हुआ? बोलो बोलो बोलो।
जी सर। सर ब्राउजर का सिमुलेशन।
हाँ, तो मतलब अगर हम अलग अलग डिवाइसेस के लिए भी बना रहे हैं, ऐसा कोई फीचर है हमारे पास जो डिवाइस स्पेसिफिक है, लाइक लेट सपोज हम चलते हैं एंड्रॉइड टैबलेट पे और रिफ्रेश करते हैं सेम पेज को। सी यहाँ से सब कुछ हट गया। अब डाउनलोड क्रोम पे क्लिक करेंगे तो ये जाएगा प्ले स्टोर पे, जो कि है नहीं मेरे पास अभी। सो यहाँ से वी कैन सिमुलेट डिफरेंट यूजर एजेंट एज वेल। अगर आपको जानना है कि अच्छा जब गूगल बॉट, जब गूगल सर्च वाला वो होता है, मतलब कहाँ गया, कहीं पे है शायद, कुछ तो होता है। सो ये अलग अलग तरह के डिवाइस लिस्ट है जो हम लोग सिमुलेट कर सकते हैं। अब जैसे हम लोग चलते हैं क्रोम में, लेट्स सी समथिंग, कुछ अलग आता है। यहाँ पे भी कुछ, यहाँ पे स्पेसिफिक लिखा हुआ नहीं आया। सो बेसिकली ये जो एप्लीकेशन बना हुआ है, ये अलग अलग डिवाइस एजेंट के बेसिस पे बना हुआ है कि जिस डिवाइस में ये खुलेगा उसके हिसाब से ये शो अप करेगा चीजों को। यू कैन सी यहाँ पे फिर से आ गया विंडोज। अगर मैं इसको हटा के फिर से अगर मैं यहाँ पे यूज ब्राउजर डिफॉल्ट करता हूँ, मतलब मैं मैक ओएस में यूज कर रहा हूँ, तो मैं रिफ्रेश करूंगा, सी अगेन ये मैक ओएस आ गया। सो इस तरह की काफी सारी चीजें आप डेवलपर टूल से कर सकते हो। इसके लिए आपको अलग से अलग डिवाइसेस की जरूरत नहीं है टेस्ट करने के लिए, कि कभी मोबाइल, अभी तक हमने क्या क्या सिमुलेट करना सीखा, अलग अलग डिवाइस सिमुलेट करना सीखा, अलग अलग ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम। बेसिकली एक तरीके से हम यहाँ पे ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम ही सिमुलेट कर रहे थे, मैक विंडोज एंड ऑल। तो ये हमने सीखा, राइट। ओके, नाउ कम टू द नेक्स्ट पार्ट। व्हाट्स द टाइम? ओके, हम थोड़ा टाइम ले सकते हैं। और नाउ लेट्स सी व्हाट वी कैन डू इज, यस, कई बार क्या होता है कि आप लोग पोस्टमैन वगैरह यूज करते हो, राइट? एंड लेट्स सपोज लिंक्डइन पे चलते हैं। तो पोस्टमैन में जनरली हम लोग क्या करते हैं कि हमें कोई रिक्वेस्ट यहाँ से कॉपी करना है ब्राउजर से, तो आइदर अगर हमें पता नहीं होता है तो हम लोग आइदर वो पूरा रिक्वेस्ट पाथ वगैरह लिखते हैं, अदरवाइज व्हाट यू कैन डू, मैं अभी ये करके दिखाऊंगा नहीं क्योंकि पोस्टमैन इंस्टॉल्ड नहीं है मेरे सिस्टम में। लेट्स सपोज कि हमें ये वाला जो एपीआई कॉल है ना, मैनिफेस्ट, इसको कॉपी करना है। तो व्हाट यू कैन डू, यू कैन गो टू दिस कॉपी एंड यू कैन, तुम्हें अगर पावर शेल से हिट करना है, तुम कॉपी एज पावर शेल कर सकते हो। नोड जेएस अगर यूज कर रहे हो और उसके फेच की तरह कॉपी करना है, तुम यहाँ से कर सकते हो। और अगर कर्ल यूज कर रहे हो तो कॉपी जस्ट कर्ल कर सकते हो और वो कॉपी हो जाएगा। सो लेट सपोज अगर मैं यहाँ पे पेस्ट करूँ, कॉपी हुआ ना, तो देखो ये पूरा रिक्वेस्ट एक्चुअली में कॉपी हो गया है। यू कैन डायरेक्टली गो टू पोस्टमैन और आप डायरेक्टली पेस्ट कर सकते हो इम्पोर्ट वाले जगह जाके। तो कुछ कुछ चीजें हैं जो आपको एक्सप्लोर करने में मिलेंगी। बेसिकली डेवलपर टूल में हर एक चीज आपको एक्सप्लोर करने पे तभी मिलेगा जब उस हर एक चीज पे आप राइट क्लिक करोगे। सिंपल। सो नाउ लेट्स कम टू वन मोर थिंग। ओके, तो काफी सारी चीजें हमने कवर कर ली अभी। नाउ लव हम क्या, हाँ, लेट्स गो टू एप्लीकेशन। सो एप्लीकेशन टाइम में आप जानते हो कि काफी सारी चीजें होती हैं, लाइक अलग अलग तरह के स्टोरेज जो ब्राउजर में होते हैं, बैकग्राउंड सर्विसेज जो जो होते हैं, वो सारी चीजें आप यहाँ से एक्सप्लोर कर सकते हो। वहां मैं जा नहीं रहा हूँ अभी। फ्रेम्स में आके आके आप वो सारी चीजें देख सकते हो कि क्या क्या इमेज लोड हुआ है इस वेबसाइट पे, दिख रहा है। अगर आपको कोई वेबसाइट, जैसे यहाँ से ये वाला इमेज चाहिए था मेरे को, तो आप डायरेक्टली यहाँ पे आके राइट क्लिक करके कॉपी फाइल नेम, कॉपी लिंक कर सकते हो या सेव इमेज कर सकते हो। मतलब कोई भी रिसोर्स अगर आपको चाहिए तो आप डायरेक्टली फ्रेम्स में जाके यहाँ से निकाल सकते हो, इंस्टेड ऑफ अगर कुछ मे बी ऐसा हो सकता है कि वो इमेज अभी विजिबल ना हो डॉम में, लेकिन आपको चाहिए, तो आप यहाँ से निकाल सकते हो कि क्या क्या रिसोर्स है। तो ऑल द रिसोर्स यू कैन कॉपी फ्रॉम हियर। अगर मेरे को स्टाइल शीट कॉपी करना है, डायरेक्टली मैं यहाँ से कॉपी कर सकता हूँ। ऐसे सीएसएस काफी अच्छा लिखा हुआ है लिंक्डइन का। ओके, सो यहाँ पे कुछ ज़्यादा था नहीं, अगर मैं एप्लीकेशंस पे जाऊंगा तो पूरा एक दिन का सेशन बन जाएगा, तो यहाँ मैं जा नहीं रहा हूँ। लेट्स गो टू लाइट हाउस। सो लेट्स सपोज अब मुझे देखना है कि मेरी वेबसाइट मेरी, आप यहाँ पे देख सकते हो कि डिवाइस में यहाँ पे दो चीज दिख रहे हैं, मोबाइल, डेस्कटॉप। अब लेट्स सपोज आई वांट कि my website's performance in mobile, how it is in desktop, status, right? So let's first analyze LinkedIn on mobile. Okay, so it is saying okay, कुछ extensions की वजह से ये interfere कर ले रहा है, no issues. Go back to TechFerment. तो जब भी ऐसा कुछ आए तो आप इनकॉग्निटो विंडो में खोल सकते हो और टेस्ट करने के लिए, जरूरी नहीं है कि आप किसी में रहो। एनालाइज पेज लोड। ओके, सो नाउ यू कैन सी यहाँ पे हमें परफॉर्मेंस में 58 मार्क्स मिले हैं, एक्सेसिबिलिटी में 97, बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस में 92, एसईओ में 89। सो ये एक इंडिकेटर है कि आपको वेबसाइट में क्या इम्प्रूव करने की जरूरत है। एंड गूगल में आपने देखा होगा कि अगर आप सेम चीज सर्च करते हो कि बेस्ट रेस्टोरेंट इन कोलकाता, तो अलग अलग चीजें आती है, मतलब कोई रेस्टोरेंट ऊपर आता है, कोई नीचे आता है, तो इस तरह के कंडीशंस आते हैं। तो अब गूगल जब रैंकिंग करता है वेबसाइट्स की, तो वो ध्यान देता है कि ओके वेबसाइट की परफॉर्मेंस कैसी है एंड वेबसाइट एक्चुअली में कैसा है, मतलब वो क्लाइंट को कितनी देर में लोड हो जाएगा एंड ये एंड ऑल। सो लेट्स डू, अब ये हमें क्या बताता है कि आप इम्प्रूव कहाँ कहाँ पे कर सकते हो। सो लेट्स एनालाइज वन बाय वन परफॉर्मेंस। सो फर्स्ट कंटेंटफुल पेंट 1.8 सेकेंड, जो ग्रीन है इसका मतलब कि वो सही है, जो रेड है इसका मतलब वो प्रॉब्लम है। ठीक है, तो फर्स्ट कंटेंटफुल पेंट का मतलब ये होता है कि आपका वेबसाइट कितनी सेकेंड में पहला कुछ आ गया उसमें, मतलब पहला इंप्रेशन आ गया, कुछ भी प्रिंट हो गया। सो दैट्स वन थिंग। सी, यहाँ पे आपको पूरा ट्रेस दिखेगा कि किस टाइम पे आपका वेबसाइट कैसा था। इनिशियली ऐसा लोड हुआ जिसमें दिख रहा होगा फॉन्ट टूटा हुआ है, इमेज लोड नहीं हुआ है। सो बेसिकली ये वो टाइम है जब सीएसएस भी लोड नहीं हुआ था, इसलिए वो सब कुछ ब्रोकन सा है। देन जब सीएसएस लोड हुआ तो देखो ये चीजें इंप्रूव होनी चालू हो गई एंड फाइनली ये ऐसा था। सो एक तो आप ये एनालाइज कर सकते हो कि वेबसाइट में कैसे रेंडर हो रहा है। नाउ कम टू दिस थिंग, अपॉर्चुनिटी, लाइक क्या आप इम्प्रूव कर सकते हो। तो यहाँ पे आपको सब कुछ दिखा देगा कि कौन कौन सा चीज है जो कितना टाइम ले रहा है। तो गूगल फॉन्ट्स हम सीडीएन से ला रहे हैं, इतने का है, अगर हम इसको ऑप्टिमाइज करते हैं तो ये 900 मिली सेकेंड बचा सकता है हमारा, राइट। सिमिलरली आप यहाँ पे कितने अनयूज्ड सीएसएस हैं वो सब आपको यहाँ से पता चल जाएगा। सो बेसिकली एज अ डेवलपर यू कैन वर्क ऑन ऑल दिस पॉइंट ताकि आपका स्कोर सही हो जाए। तो लाइट हाउस का बस इतना ही काम है। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस, नाउ लेट्स गो टू सम अदर टैब। लेट्स गो टू दिस सिक्योरिटी टैब। सो सिक्योरिटी सबके लिए जरूरी है भाई। तो अब यहाँ पे अगर आप देखो ब्राउजर के यूआरएल बार में, तो यहाँ पे एक लॉक दिखता है, लॉक सिंबल, कनेक्शन इज सिक्योर। सो आई होप एवरीवन नोज अबाउट एचटीटीपी और एचटीटीपीएस। तो कभी कभी देखते होगे यहाँ पे वो रेड रेड सिंबल आता है, इट मीन्स कि वो वेबसाइट सिक्योर नहीं है। सिक्योर नहीं है मतलब कि वो एनक्रिप्शन नहीं करेगा, एचटीटीपीएस पे नहीं चलता है। तो अगर आपको देखना है कि इसका एचटीटीपीएस सर्टिफिकेट क्या है, तो आप यहाँ से देख सकते हो। ऑल्दो ये ज्यादा काम की चीजें नहीं है, ये सिर्फ आप कंप्लायंस पर्पस के लिए यूज कर सकते हो कि अगर आपकी कंपनी में सिक्योरिटी ऑडिट हो रहा है ये एंड ऑल, तो आप ये देख सकते हो। सो नाउ कम टू बिट ऑन परफॉर्मेंस टैब, राइट। सो मैंने एक परफॉर्मेंस पे नहीं चलते हैं, परफॉर्मेंस की जगह हम लोग चलते हैं कहीं और, मेमोरी पे। तो अगर आपको जान, ऑल तो ये काफी टेक्निकल है, ये आर्किटेक्ट लेवल की चीजें हैं, बट अगर आप देखो कि ये वेब पेज, इसमें कितने एरे हैं, कितने सीएसएस रूल है, कितने ऑब्जेक्ट ये बना रहा है, तो वो एक जनरल आइडिया यहाँ से मिल जाता है। सो जनरली इस वेब पेज में मैंने ग्रामरली एक्सटेंशन इंस्टॉल किया है, तो ये दिख रहा है आपको ग्रामरली का यहाँ पे एक अलग से ऑब्जेक्ट बना हुआ है ब्राउजर विंडो में। तो ये चीजें सिंपल थी। ओके, सो टिल नाउ अभी तक किसी को कुछ प्रॉब्लम या समझ में आया अब तक क्या, क्योंकि थोड़ा मैं अब टफ टॉपिक यू लेने वाला हूँ। बोलो बोलो बोलो।
Yeah, no doubts.
ओके ओके ओके
And thanks for that request or thing where this page ke how to block the request. So what happened few days back was ki, I was making an app where I will make a request to my server, but I want to test the error handling part. So how I used to test it was I used to like write some wrong URL in my code just so that the server the URL won't be identify and it will fail. So that's how I used to test the error handling part. But only if I have like known this earlier, I would have like tested it in a nice way.
oh nice
So
nice
yeah, thanks.
Okay, so apart from this, let's go to some. Now let's go a bit into developer mode, right? So I have just made a simple website with one HTML file, one index. My VS Code is visible to everyone, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Subhadra.
Yes, and there is one style.css file, right? So basically, if I look into the resulting page, it look like this. Simple. It's a simple page. So whatever we learned till now, let's practice some of them. So let's suppose I want to change the color of this guy, or I want to see like if the text is too big, how it will look like. So let's make the text a bigger, and see this will look like this. Now let's suppose I want to change the color of this text. I can directly select the color from here and go to pink color. Every the whole world is in Barbie mode, so we are also in Barbie mode. Okay, so CSS element we can do this like this. So now let's no internet connection. Okay, okay. In networks tab, are we throttling something? Oh, offline, no throttling. Okay, so this is the page. So till now we go to elements, uh, and we can change the things from here. Let's copy it, paste, enter. So this thing is been done. If we want to change the color, we can change from the CSS properties. Nice. And let's suppose we want to have add some additional properties, like let's suppose we want to increase the font size. So font size 99 px, enter. Oh, it's now bigger. So this things we learned till now, like okay, how we can inspect the element and alter the CSS. Now let's come to the JavaScript thing. Let me refresh the page a bit so it reset. So we have two buttons: start counter and run a heavy function. So start counter is this. So if I go into the code and go to JavaScript, when we click on this function like start counter, it will trigger this function start counter, and basically it will trigger a series of function, increment by 10. So increment will what it will do, it will increase the value by 10, increase by 20 it will increase the value by 20, and increase 50 it will increase by 50. And append to UI is a function that actually changes the value in HTML. I will not go into the JavaScript side, but as of now only understand that a start counter is a function, and that changes the people value from 0 to whatever we want. So now let's suppose I click on, one second please. Click on start counter. So you can see 10, 30, second function was increased by 20, then 50, increased by 50, 80. So you can see now I want to see something like, okay, now come back to the sources tab. Now we will learn a bit about debugging thing, like how you can debug. So you can see, let's put a debugger. When we click on the line number here, you can see we are adding a breakpoint. Like at this point, the browser will halt. It will not execute. It will halt. So let me refresh the page. So first time when the web page loaded, this value is here, and if you want to see the value, it is zero as of now. let's remove this breakpoint. I want to debug like something like, okay, when increase by 10 is called, what was the value? So let's suppose we put it 3 breakpoint over here. Now let's click on start counter. So you can see the people count automatically got highlighted, and you can see people count is 0 till now. When we run the next step, you can now see uh, where it is. People count, when we hover over people count, it is 10. So current at this place, the value of that people count is 10. Now let's suppose we wanted to wherever we hover over people count, we can see the value, exact value. So sometime while debugging the web applications, this kind of conditions can come up where you have to see line by line the execution flow. So now let's get a bit deeper into the browser, right? So you can see this call stack. So everyone, I hope I am getting bit technical on JavaScript side, but I hope everyone knows like uh, what is JavaScript. And JavaScript is a single threaded language, means it is only going to use one thread, and everything inside JavaScript is going to be executed in a sequence instead of getting executed parallelly. So call stack is like a processing, like a pipe you can say, where something comes in, it gets processed and go back. So if you want to see the call stack, like uh, till now, let's put one more debugger over here and one here. Okay. So now let's continue with our execution. Right. Okay, wait. I missed something. Oh, I have put it too much debuggers over there. Let's go one by one. Let's put a debugger only at increase by 50 only. Okay. I just want to see that what's the actual value of people count when when the execution comes to this line. So let's refresh the page and click on start counter. So when we clicked on start counter, you can see it is stopped at this line. Wait. Here, what's the value? The value is 10. Okay. There is something fishy out here. Wait. Oh shit, I did a mistake. So because of there is a set timeout is there. So I have to wait for 4 seconds to execute this line. So well, let's suppose I click on start counter. So value is 10, 30, and now it halted here. Like, okay, now I got here. So now I hover over people count, it is 30. So this way you can debug the value of a variable like in the execution stack. Now I want to see that how this things work. Then look into this call stack thing. You can see like when we clicked on click button, on click event occurred, it called this function. Then it called increase by 10. Then there was a function called set timeout. Then increase by 20 has been called. Then set timeout has been called. Then increase by 50 has been called. So this way you can actually debug the whole chain of execution. So if in interviews generally they most of the company ask about this call stack. So this way you can actually see that how a event or a action actually get executed using debugger. Okay, I will not get into too much depth, otherwise it is going to be boring a bit. But I just wanted to show that okay, something like this is there as well. Okay, so yeah, so that's all from my side for today. Right. Um, Apart from this, I don't want to cover too much of complex topics, and I hope I covered everything that I wanted to cover. And I will ask everyone to explore the things over here, like just in Chrome Developer Tools, a simple philosophy is just do a right click, and you will be able to explore some new stuff over there.